First blood to the hosts as Bedingham hits 150. A defeat on the road at the Cloud FM County Ground was a bitter pill to swallow for Durham, who returned to Emirates Riverside for their first home fixture of the season against a Derbyshire team held to a draw by Worcestershire last time out. The hosts won the toss and elected to bat, but they got off to a difficult start. Will Young was the first man to go. Connors got the new ball to talk, found the edge and removed him for one. Captain Scott Borthwick went to the next delivery. More shape out of the hand, enough to find the pads. But Durham recovered largely thanks to Bedingham, and they took the score past 50. The early Derbyshire momentum gave way to a good period for the hosts. They played their way through to lunch, with the score 80 for 2, and Bedingham just a few lusty blows away from a half-century. His half-century came shortly after the resumption, Bedingham enjoying a solid start to the season for Durham so far. He'd helped his side to 3 figures, but in doing so would lose his partner. Lees bowled by Connors for the 3rd wicket of the innings. Burnham alongside Bedingham was doing a stellar job too, Durham now cruising their way through the afternoon session, ticking off 150 runs in the process. All eyes were on Bedingham though. His knock had been progressing at a fair clip, and before long he converted his 50. A ton sealed with his side, knocking on the door of 200. Burnham joined him with a landmark total of his own. 50 runs on the board, a good way to recover from his disappointing dismissal last week. They reached the interval unscathed. A good session for Durham with the score 203 for 3. Durham continued, the partnership solid and successful. They took their side towards 250 with ease, but they'd fall short. Burnham unable to join his partner on 100, caught behind off the bowling of Critchley for 75. Bedingham though ticked along, oozing confidence. He was the linchpin for Durham and played the role with aplomb. 150 now coming into view for the number 4. He'd reached the landmark with a 21st boundary. Durham now in the ascendancy, closing in on 300 runs and the day heading towards its end. They'd breached that total in the dying light, finishing the day on 307 for 4, and Bedingham playing well, unbeaten on 170, heading into the second day of play in the North East.